Welcome back, fight fans, to the Fury FC 86 live stream. The crowd is still buzzing from Julius Holmes' big submission main event win. But we've got more action coming your way. 3 swing bouts coming up. Please welcome to the blue corner, Anthony Valenzuela.
All right, Anthony Valenzuela, 2-2 record, second time inside the Fury FC cage. Coming off that win over Dimas Chapas at Fury Championship Series 8 in October with that round 1 finish, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's 2-2, and you know he's lost to Luis Garuli, and you know that's we know what kind of fighter Luis is, and kind of how that loss has aged. He's been a little inconsistent. He'll lose one, then he'll win one, then he'll lose one, and then he'll win one. But he was 4-2 as an amateur, so you know he's 10 fights into his career, you know, including his amateur, and so you know he's just one of those guys that I think that he just needs to get it going. Fights out of a good camp. He fights out of Jackson Wink, fighting out of Albuquerque. So, you know, and he's fairly busy. So he's one of those guys that I think will be on the rise very, very soon if he puts it all together.
Yeah, and he's taking on a guy who's debuting in Majai, Coubles. So the experience there for Anthony Valenzuela, taking on some tough opponents, as you mentioned, Luis Garule. That fight's awesome, right? Like to have on your resume. So we'll see how he compares to this debut fighter, and let's meet him now.
Please welcome to the red corner, Majai Coubles.
Majai Coubles. He's a straight rider. Debut fighter. The 5'10", 20-year-old. Excited to make his debut. All of his fights as an amateur, all of his wins were finishes.
Yeah, I was talking to Doug Fry backstage about this kid, and he said that, man, this kid is something special. And, you know, Doug had 2 guys on the card tonight, some weight issues with one of his guys, but he said this kid is the real deal. He's really looking forward to him being in here. He had the opportunity to fight for other promotions for more money. They said, no, right here, Fury Fighting Championship is a place for me. They know where to be if you want to get to the next level and you want the best competition, which is exactly what Majai wanted.
You know, as an amateur, he had a hard time finding fights. And then when he said he is going to make that debut to the pro side, nobody wanted to fight him. It was a hard time finding him a fighter, but Anthony Valenzuela is stepping up just to kind of give you what type of prospect this young man is. Majai Coubles getting his final checkup in.
Derrick Hill, he's also one of those guys, if he gets your back, you're in a lot of trouble. He's got 3 wins by rear naked choke.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by OnlyFans. The reach advantage for Anthony Valenzuela, the height advantage to Majai. Both fighters did make weight for this bantamweight showdown. Let's get our introductions. Here's Wayne Luggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 133.8 pounds. Fighting out of Odessa, Texas, he holds a professional record of 2 wins, 2 losses. Here is Anthony Valenzuela. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 130.8 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Rochester, New York, tonight, he makes his professional debut. This is Majai Coubles. Your referee in charge, Aaron Menard.
Majai Coubles, red gloves. Valenzuela in the blue. And Coubles has super smooth transitions going back, watching some of his amateur fights. Oh, right hand sneaking in, but not deep enough, just across the face of Coubles.
And Coubles on top here. kind of put his head in there. Does a good job of fighting the hands. And a little scramble here. Anthony Valenzuela, probably not the best idea to try to take the back from there. Really good transitions here. Really good reversals here from Anthony Valenzuela. Gotta be careful. It's a very vulnerable position here. There are some weird transitions to submissions from this spot. The upside down body lock is, you can scramble through and, switch to an arm bar. You can switch to a triangle. There's a lot of things you can do from there. And then, of course, kind of pull that head out and dig for that head. Coubles is...
Anthony opted to go for that, and man, Anthony's looking really good on the ground. And oh, that arm is sneaking in. It is in across the face right now. Will it be able to get under the chin? It's going to be tough. He is squeezing tight right now, just making it uncomfortable for Majai Coubles. Uh-oh. It's sinking in.
Yeah, that's tight.
Oh, that is in super tight. Is this going to be enough?
Yeah,
will we see a tap? This is getting to the point of no return. Wow. That is it.
Oh, man.
That was a little too long there from the singers from what a win, man.
Yeah, Anthony Valenzuela, man, just kept attacking that neck, kept on, and man, Majai Coubles just kept playing with fire, and it eventually burned him. You can't leave your head in there against a savvy submission guy. You just can't do that. And once we saw that under, these referees have got to get that 8 count down, and just, if they're in there 8 seconds, you got to check them at 6, and if they give you a thumbs up, check them again at 8, because man, you can go to sleep fast, and it looks worse than it is. Looks like Majai Coubles is fine, but that's a eye-opening experience for him as a pro debut. Anthony Valenzuela, call me for the next one.
Man, I mean, might as well.
Yeah,
we got a card coming up.
Yeah, I mean, no damage taken. I mean, he could fight next week.
All right, so 2 more fights left. Again, take a look at the finish here. Anthony Valenzuela with the big finish, and man, that was in tight. He was squeezing there for what seemed to be 30 seconds. Majai, it looked like he was out like 5 seconds before the actual stop. But he's fine, he's good in there. He's standing up, and we'll make things official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Aaron Menard calls for a stop to the fight. 1 minute, 58 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Anthony Valenzuela.
Congratulations to Anthony Valenzuela. 2 more fights left. Man, it's been a fun night of fights. Some crazy moments, and we still have 2 more left to see who can capture some more highlights. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, KC Ware.
Man, a lot of good debut guys coming out tonight. I'm excited for this one. KC Ware, first time inside the Fury FC cage. Never fought for Fury as an amateur, which is so rare in Texas, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fury is probably running more amateur shows than anyone, or at least having the pro-ams more than anyone maybe in the country. I don't know. Can't imagine somebody doing more shows than Eric's doing right now. But yeah, coming in as a pro, and it's an advantage for him because he's not well known by the other fighters on the roster. But what we do know is he is 4-1, does have some boxing experience, and he's really, really, really good fighter.
So here's why he doesn't have that Fury amateur experience. He hasn't fought his amateur career since 2013, 2014, so he's getting back into it after almost 10 years.
Yeah, July of 2014 was his last fight, so July would have been 10 years he was out of the game. And, here he is back here making his pro debut. you know, a 4-1 amateur, but after 10 years, especially if he's been training this whole time, this is a completely different guy.
The 33-year-old, the Bear, Casey Ware is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Ricky Romo.
Ricky Romo, third time inside the Fury FC cage. 1-1 record here at Fury, coming off that loss to Nick Whitehead, back in March.
Yeah, and you know, 3-2-1 is the, you know, the one that sticks out to me there is the draw. That draw was against Michael Murphy, who we know is man, he is a killer at 155. So, you know, having a draw for Ricky to go up and fight Michael Murphy and fight him to a draw, I mean, that is a win in itself. That is a big win. That says a lot about what kind of fighter Ricky Romo is.
It's going to be fun to see these two guys who just love the sport, who are in here to showcase what they have. The 28-year-old training at Fortis, Ricky Romo. And that was almost a coming out party for Nick Whitehead. Remember, that was, yeah. I believe that was his first fight, and we're like, who is this guy? And our tail of the tape brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka. Slight height advantage there for Casey Ware. And reach advantage as well. Both fighters are inside for this featherweight bout. Let's get our introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 143.6 pounds. Fighting out of Lorenzo, Texas, tonight, he makes his professional debut. Here is Casey, the Bear Ware. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 142.2 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, he holds a professional record of 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Here is Ricky El Toro Romo. Your referee in charge, Joe Coca.
All right, Casey Ware in the blue gloves, Ricky Romo in the red. 10-year layoff for Ricky Romo. For Casey Ware.
See if we see some ring rust in here from Casey Ware. A little reluctant to engage right now, but still letting himself heat up a little bit under those lights.
How about that, you making that return and that debut after 10 years off, and then you're supposed to be on the undercard, the prelims card. That gets bumped, so that's another couple of hours, right, after waiting 10 years. Uh-oh, in a world of trouble is Casey Ware, but let's see if we can get out of this.
Oh, that's tight. Yeah. Oh, man, I think he should have put his leg over instead. Here he goes. Oh, he's get that over the back. If he puts that leg over the back, this is finished.
Is this going to be enough for Ricky Romo?
Yeah, that's tight, but...
Oh, man, Casey Ware holding on for dear life here. It looks like there's some opening now, and the arms juicing out a little bit, or gassing out there. But still, tough position here for Casey Ware. Man, that's got to feel good that you survived that.
Yeah, and you got to wonder how much wear and tear that had on Ricky Romo's arms. He was squeezing pretty tight for a few seconds. Wasn't too bad. Didn't hold on to it too long, but now taking the back.
Uh-oh, again, that left arm. We'll start playing games here shortly. He's going to have better hand play.
Ricky Romo trying to do an arm in rear naked choke.
There
that's tight. Here we go
tight.
again. Is
that
this 2 in a row? Oh, that's it.
That's it. He's
tight.
Out. He's out. Ricky Romo And the crowd is here for Romo. They are going crazy. What a finish for Ricky Romo.
Yeah, again, that looked a lot like the Julius Holmes fight where, you know, made one mistake, stuck his head in there just a little bit too long, able to take the back, and once he got the back, man, that was deep right away. He didn't have to work for that one at all. It was under the chin, very, very tight. Locked that up, beautiful rear naked choke finish. Hit his hand, his lock hand under his chin. So no chance to reach up and pull that hand down. It's a beautiful finish there.
Let's take a look at the finish.
Yeah, you see that arm is well under the neck, and you see how he's got his hand underneath his head, so there's no chance that Casey Ware is going to reach up there and pull that gate arm down. There's just no way to get out of that once you get that. It's just a matter of time.
All right, let's make this official. Wayne is inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 1 minute, 58 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Ricky El Toro Romo.
All right, one more fight left for you. Austin Jones taking on Derrick Ageday. Got that coming up here shortly. Congratulations to Ricky Romo. Man, tough night for debuters, huh?
Man, it is.
All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Austin Jones.
Austin Jones, the former University of Nebraska running back, 13-10 record overall, 8-time fighting for Fury. Michael, 3-4 record coming off that loss to Jacoby Smith back at FC 81. I know it's a loss, but he took it to the distance.
Yeah, and you know, we said this whenever we in the open, Raheel, that you know Austin Jones has been a main event fighter, and here he is, last fight of the night, and you know Austin Jones deserves this as much as anybody. Austin's one of those guys that you know when we talk about Austin with Rich and those guys, he's one of those guys they love working with who never turns down a fight. You don't even have to put a name on there. You just send him a contract. He'll sign his name to it. You can fill the name in later. He doesn't really care. Austin Jones, you know, very nice guy, very smart guy, you know, really high fight IQ. You know, been fighting for a long time. This is his 24th fight, professional fight in the cage, and you know, his losses is you know, lost to Jacoby Smith, lost to Anthony Ivy, who we saw earlier, who looked amazing, lost to Evan Cutts. So you know, it's not just bums that he's losing to. He's losing to top level guys.
And not only losing to them, but those two losses, Cutts and Ivy, round 3.
Yeah.
Jacoby Smith, the distance. So he's right there.
Yeah, and it's you know, all those guys we just named are either have been or are on their way to the mountaintop, and you know, those guys, especially Jacoby Smith, you know, how well does that decision loss age with Austin Jones? I mean, it's you know, after what we saw tonight, after what we've seen the last couple of times we've seen Jacoby Smith, man, it's just can't say enough about how good Austin Jones is.
All right, Austin Jones is inside. By the way, Markel Madero's in his corner, Factory X fighter as well. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Derrick Ageday to the red corner.
Derrick Ageday, 12th time fighting for Fury FC, has a 4-7 record on a 2-fight losing streak, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, at 6 foot tall, fighting at a Ware training center. You know, his last fight, he lost in 15 seconds of round 1. You know, and at one point he was on a 6-fight losing streak. He's only been fighting since 2015, which, you know, sounds like a long time ago, but for 17 fights, you know, 17 professional fights, that's, you know, he's just one of those guys that he's really talented, he's really skilled, just hasn't been able to put it together for long periods of time. And, you know, I didn't do much research into how many of those were short notice fights, and, you know, but I do know that Derrick Ageday is a gamer.
He absolutely is. Has that win over Sam Kilmer at Fury FC 71. Kilmer at one time was one of those guys we were, you know, looking at on the radar, and Ageday had a really good fight against him in November of 2022. Has fought for other promotions as well with that 7-10 record. He is staying active. He loves to fight. We look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by Sheath Underwear. Reach advantage for Austin Jones. Ageday with a height advantage. Both fighters did make weight for this welterweight showdown. Both 34 years old. Let's get our final introductions of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC welterweight division, and it is your final match of the evening. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 173.8 pounds. Fighting out of Englewood, Colorado, he holds a professional record of 13 wins, 10 losses. Here is Austin Osmosis Jones. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he too weighed in at 173.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Queens, New York. Tonight, he looks for his 8th win as a pro. Here is Derrick Ageday. Your referee in charge of the action, Joe Coca.
All right, final fight of the night. Joe Coca with the assignment. Blue gloves for Jones, red for Ageday.
Austin Jones starting out with a few kicks here.
Oh man, big body kick there.
Yeah, Austin with 3 light kicks and then uncorked there on that 4th one. Conventional versus southpaw. So you gotta watch those head kicks. Those head kicks can be wide open in this. You see Ageday's left hand going up really, really high. Be careful that overhand right.
Austin Jones always so calm. So tactical in his approach and his striking.
Yeah, the striking lanes for a conventional versus southpaw are a little different. It's about the front foot position. Whenever you're fighting against a conventional versus southpaw, the person who has that front foot position in the correct spot in front of their opponent is the one with the clearer striking lanes. And now getting some wrestling out of Austin Jones.
Leads it to the ground we go. Taking the back of Ageday. That grip will loosen up with that hand play. Man, what a fun night of fights here in Dallas. Big shout out to all the fight fans who joined us here in person at Gilleys. And of course, watching at home, thank you so much. If you're still watching, we appreciate it.
Yeah, crazy night of fights. That's some crazy finishes on the main card on UFC Fight Pass. How many of those are going to get replayed?
I mean, that whole card,
yeah,
top to bottom, fantastic.
Had some crazy ring interviews.
Speaking of Myron Dennis, excuse me.
Yeah.
Thinking about him, praying for him, man. Tough snap there of the elbow. Oh, just wishing him the best.
Yeah, if you didn't say we had an injury earlier that's probably required immediate surgery. It was a pretty nasty dislocation, but Myron Dennis, a 35 veteran.
Oh! Whoa! Out of nowhere, Austin Jones connects.
Wow!
And that is it. What just happened, Michael? Out of nowhere, it just looked like a short hook almost.
Man, we were talking, and I was looking at you, and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, so I need to see the replay, but it did look like a short right hook, and really, really quick. Derrick Ageday saying he thinks he was still in it a little bit, but Austin Jones improving his record to 14-10.
Man, what a finish to a night of great fights. Austin Jones, have yourself a moment, man.
Yeah, man, that was a crazy, crazy knockout. Really, really short punch. I don't know if we're gonna get a replay here, but I mean, that was it was a pretty even exchange, pretty uneventful up to that point, and then all of a sudden you get this finish from Austin Osmosis Jones. There you go, it was a left hand right on the button, and then 2-3 punches in that ground and pound position, and one to the referee. Look at that left
perfect,
hand, yeah. That left hand landed right on the button.
All right, let's make things official. Here's Wayne Leggett for the final time tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Joe Coca calls for a stop to the fight 3 minutes into the very first round, declaring a winner by knockout, Austin Osmosis Jones.
Congratulations to Austin Jones on a huge, huge win. And that will do it for us for the final time tonight. From Dallas, on behalf of the entire team, I'm Rahil Ramzanli. We'll talk to you next time.